All right, guys, we had another incredible day of Feast Week yesterday. We had some incredible games across all of college basketball, and in particular, mid-majors are really showing out and kind of dominating throughout Feast Week here, and really starting to show signs of what these teams could be as they're playing up against teams of equal value or even better value in terms of skill level. So let's go ahead and start off and dive into yesterday's games, and we're going to start off with San Diego State absolutely throttling number 21 Creighton. They won 71-53. BJ Davis had 18 points and 9 rebounds in that game. The Aztecs shot 47% from deep. They racked up an 8-to-1 steal ratio, which is very impressive. This team kind of looked a little bit questionable whenever they played Gonzaga last week. I think there's some questions around the health. Obviously, Reese Waters is out. However, they really bounced back in this one. I know Creighton has been playing as well late. However, imagine this team when they get Reese Waters back. So Aztecs, kind of a team that you can buy stock in a little bit low. I think this team's going to continue to prove throughout the rest of the season and keep an eye on the Aztecs moving forward. Memphis gave us yet another incredible basketball game yesterday. It wasn't quite the same offensive performance that we saw against UConn in their overtime win. However, they beat Michigan State 71-63. They shot just 34.8% from three-point, but they still shot 47.3% overall, so it's not like it was a bad offensive performance day, and you can't do what you did against UConn every single game. That should not be expected. Tyrese Hunter, again, has really been the guy in this Maui Invitational so far for them. He had 23 points, 2 assists, and 1 rebound in this one. PJ Haggerty's also been dominant. He had another 16.8 rebounds and 4 assist performance here. So they're going to play Auburn today. So make sure, first of all, to tune into that one. They play at 4 p.m. Central Time for all of those. There's a lot of people working today, but hey, maybe today you just kind of keep it on your phone to the side. Make sure to tune into this one. But Memphis has an opportunity to sweep the Maui Invitational, and that would be an incredible performance here. I mean, this Tigers team, they're going to be ranked next week. They're going to be so good this season. Dayton Flyer fans, I am so sorry you suffered yet another really hard loss yesterday. They lost to Iowa State 89-84. This comes after losing to North Carolina and blowing a 20-plus point lead in that performance. So they've now lost to number 12 North Carolina by 2, number 5 Iowa State by 5. And then they now are playing UConn in the 7th place game of the Maui Invitational. Anyway, so if you had thought you were going to be playing UConn, you probably thought you were playing UConn in the championship, not the 7th place game. But regardless, Malachi Smith, he had 22 points, 9 assists, and 3 rebounds in this game. They just need to be able to hold on and finish games. That's obviously been the problem between these two. Given refs maybe have been some questionable calls here. Zedke did commit a flagrant foul, though, at the end, and that really sunk him, put the nail in the coffin for him. If anything to take away from this, though, is the fact that the Dayton Flyers have put themselves on the radar this season as a team that is going to compete no matter who they're playing. San Francisco looked a little bit disappointing against Clemson. However, they bounced back yesterday with a pretty dominant 85-64 win over Fordham. Marcus Williams had 19 points, 5 assists, 2 rebounds, 2 steals in this game. They shot 11 of 20 from three-point. They shot just an insane 61.2% overall. No team's going to shoot 61% in a game. If you do, you're obviously automatically winning that game. I don't expect them to continue to do that moving forward either. However, I will say we expected this team to be pretty high-octane offense coming into the season. So, that game against Clemson, it was a little bit questionable. They just didn't look very good. However, Clemson's obviously a good team. So, take that with a grain of salt. This is still a Don's team that's going to be very solid in this one. And they round out their non-conference slate with St. Louis, Loyola Chicago, Bradley, and Montana. So they have some great games coming up to continue to build on the resume. The WCC is just so good this year. Continue to watch the Dons moving forward. The Cancun Challenge this year is a little bit interesting. Wyoming beat Tulane 64-63. They're advancing to the championship. They're going to take on Loyola Marymount today, later this evening. And I don't know, not a great performance so far. Wyoming beat Southeast Louisiana in the first round by just 3, and then they beat Tulane by 1 point here. They shot just 4-22 from three-point. They out-rebounded them 44-34 here. Not really the high-octane offense that makes college basketball enjoyable to watch here. Regardless, they're in the championship. However, Loyola Marymount, I'm going to talk about them here in a few minutes, but Loyola Marymount has been looking very good. We hyped them up a lot in the offseason. They're kind of starting to glue it together a little bit here. So, but, regardless, Obi Agam had 18 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 1 steal in this game. It's a great win for the Cowboys. They're advancing to the championships. Congrats to Cowboys fans. Grand Canyon bounced back with a huge 78-71 win over Stanford yesterday. They had 5 players in double-digit points. I mean, that is the definition of a team effort across everybody here. Colin Moore had 15 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 2 steals. Duke Brenham had 14 points at 8 rebounds. I got to the line 29 times and knocked down 23 of those. So, guys, free throws win basketball games. I don't care what you say. They shot 46%, and they held Stanford to just 38% overall. So this was a huge win for Grand Canyon to kind of bounce back after a disappointing loss last time out. They moved to 4-2 on this season. They have a little bit of break here, but they take on Hawaii next week. So they still have a solid non-conference schedule to kind of build up their resume here. Obviously, Grand Canyon's are the favorites in the WAC, and that should still be the same thing. Nothing changed here. So great win for Grand Canyon to bounce back here against a Stanford team that was undefeated coming into this one. Keep an eye on the Lopes moving forward. As I mentioned previously, the Loyola Marymount Lions had an incredible dominant win against the Belmont Bruins yesterday. They won 77-63. I'm not going to lie, Lions been disappointing. I hyped them up. I've been wrong about two teams coming into the season. I was wrong about Duquesne dramatically, and I was wrong about Loyola Marymount coming into the season as well. However, they looked a lot more like the team that I was expecting to see coming into the season last night. Will Johnson had 22 points, 4 rebounds, 1 assist, and 3 steals. Jevon Porter had yet another double-double. He had 16 points, 12 rebounds, 4 assists, and 3 blocks. They shot just 5 of 12 from free throws. So, I just mentioned free throws win games. However, not necessarily in this case. That's okay. What was mostly impressive, though, is their defense. They held Belmont to just 36.5% shooting. Belmont is a pretty solid offensive team here. Being able to hold them to that kind of shooting performance is very impressive. Loyola Marymount is still a team to watch this season. I still believe in them. I think that this performance is going to get them on the right track. So there was a lot of great power conference games going on last night, and this game was not broadcasted on any ESPN channel or CBS Sports. However, Samford won what might be the wildest game I think I've seen against North Dakota State last night. They won 103-98 in overtime. Samford was down 14 points with less than 3 minutes to go. North Dakota State turned the ball over 6 times. They fouled Samford to get to the free throw line for the chance to tie the game. Samford missed both free throws, got the offensive rebound, missed a layup, got the offensive rebound, then finally hit another layup to tie it and go to overtime. Just an absolute choke job by North Dakota State in this one. But mostly impressive here for Samford is Mississippi State transfer Trey Fort had 24 points in this one. Colin Holloway had 24 points, 11 rebounds. 6 of those were offensive, by the way, and 4 assists. So they now move 5-2. They take on a pretty solid Utah Valley team that just knocked off Murray State the other day. Samford Bulldogs are good again. Bucky McMillan's just such a good coach. Right, rounding out yesterday's recap with what, in my opinion, is most disappointing loss of the day, which was Boise State lost to Boston College 63-61 in the Cayman Islands Championship. Boston College was preseason picked dead last at 18th in the ACC. Many thought their coach was just going to get canned at the end of this year. I mean, it was abysmal. However, Boise State shot just 23.5% from deep. They shot 4-17. They missed some key free throws. They shot just 39% overall. It was just terrible offensive performance from Boise State. This is a Boise State team that was projected to win the Mountain West coming into the season, and they now have won by 3 against South Dakota State in the game prior, and then they are now losing to Boston College in the championship here. Plenty of time to figure it out. Javon Buchanan really tried stepping up and put the team on his back. He had 24 points. Just 2 other players had double-digit points, though. Thankfully, they beat Clemson, so that Clemson win is really aging like fine wine. It's going to overshadow this, but they got to figure it out going forward.